Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bad Luck Garage. Today we're going to be clearancing the fenders on Project SteppinWolf on the front for the 20-inch tires. Some people call it rolling the fenders, but bottom line is we're trying to make some room for those 20s because they're kind of rubbing on the lip of the fender when I turn. This is going to be kind of like a little how-to video using a really cheap tool that you can find anywhere. I'm going to put a link to that tool in the description in the bottom of the video, but let's go get started. Alright, so this is the tool we're going to be using to flare our fenders or roll the fender lips or clearance the fenders, whatever you want to call it. You can actually buy these from a company called Eastwood, but they're well over $100. I chose the China route. I got this one on eBay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link. I'll post a link under the video here, so you guys can click on that, and if you want to get one of these, it seems to be made pretty well. I mean, it's pretty heavy duty. Got the big roller on it here and everything, but I'll post the link there. This one cost me $50, guys, so the brand name's over $100. This one here was $50. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to address the problem that I'm having. And if any of you guys are running these Camaro wheels or any other kind of 20s on the front of your truck, or hell, if you're running anything, I want to know if you're having the same problem. Here's the issue I have. This is the passenger side, okay? And on the passenger side, I've got from the outside of the tire to the inside of the fender well, I mean, I've got a good, I want to say 1.5, 2 inches here. Not a problem. I mean, we're not rubbing over here at all. But if you go around to the driver's side and you look at the driver's side, I've got nothing, no clearance here. You can actually see where the outside of the tire, when I turn the wheel, the outside of the tire has been making contact with, the inner fender edge here. I mean, there's like, can you see that? There's like no clearance. I mean, it's it's right there. I don't know why the driver's side wheel seems to be so much further out. I crawled under it. Maybe it's a body panel alignment problem, guys, because I mean, I know my body panels are all jacked up. I'm actually going to be replacing the fenders and the doors on down the road, possibly with these doors. Once I get these sanded down, I got to see how much body filler and stuff's in these doors. But that's why I bought these, was originally to put on this truck, because the doors that I have on it are all rusted out at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. See, I mean, they're all, I've got rust holes. I mean, the bottom of this thing is just, you can see the big bubbled up rust there. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out that issue, because like I said, I cleared just fine on the passenger side, but on the driver's side, that wheel is right up against the fender, so that's what we're going to clearance today. Also in the back, when I'm running my drag radials, I like to clearance this a little bit. Just like, I don't really need to push this out, because you can see it'll tuck over the wheel. I don't really need to push it out. I've just got to roll this lip up to where it's flat. I might have to wait on these because I'm missing, there's a support on these step sides that comes from the outer fender and bolts here, and then there's supposed to be one in the middle, and there's supposed to be one back here. Well, I've got all the braces on the passenger side, but over here on the driver's side, I've only got one brace. So I've got to order a new middle brace and rear brace, because I'm afraid if I try to roll these back fenders without those braces in place, it's going to end up just popping the fender out, and we don't want that. Okay, so this should be a pretty simple process. Basically what we're doing, I'm not really trying to move the fender out. I'm just trying to roll this inner lip up to clearance the tire right now. which shouldn't be a big deal. Basically, you want to start at an angle. You want to start it, and I'm just using, it's got this to tighten these up, guys. I'm just using a wrench because it's easier. You don't want to do this. You don't want to, if you try to just, you know, mash it up all at once, you're going to push the fender out. Now, if you want to push the fender out because you're trying to clearance some tires that are sticking way out, that's fine. But you still want to start with just a slight upward pressure on this, because what you want to do is you want to flatten this out before you start pushing the fender out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slightly angle this roller like so, and I'm going to bring it down. Okay. Figure out, we want to start with an angle about like that. So we'll tighten that part up. And again, I'm using the wrench just because, I mean, you can use this guy to tighten it, but this just hurts your hands less. I got sensitive fingers. All right, then you want to figure, you know, I'm hitting it right there. So I'm going to come this way, and I'm going to bring it up just a little more, and then I'm going to tighten my adjuster here. The idea is you want to just work a little bit at a time. You don't want to try to do it all at once. So once I've done that, just like that, guys. I mean, it's really that easy. You roll it a couple times, loosen this up, and you're going to bring this up a little more. Snap that back down. Oh yeah, that's working already. Once you get it to where it's at an upward stroke, which I'm not to that point yet, but once I get it where it's an upward stroke, then I will angle this more this way, raise it up more, and then I can use this adjustment, which you see as I'm cranking in, it goes back. As I crank this way, it moves it out forward. Actually, I think I can go ahead and use that. Yeah. So that way I don't have to keep adjusting this nut. So knowing that, I'm going to go ahead and snug this guy up. I'm going to work this a couple times. Then, let's see, which way am I going? Oh, this way. I'm going to bring it out. Work it through a couple more times. Yeah, it's starting to push it up there. That's good. A little more. It's definitely doing what it's supposed to be doing. Okay, now something that needs to be noted here is, you know, like in the case of this truck, the contour of the fender does not follow a circle, obviously, or it would come like this. It's more of a squared off wheel well opening. So in cases like that, you know, I don't think I need to worry about my wheel well all the way out here. Where I'm hitting is in this area. So that's, you know, that's mainly the area I'm trying to work, is in this area that I'm hitting. But if you were hitting out here somewhere, what you're going to need to do is work one area at a time. Like you're going to have to come right here and adjust your angle, adjust your length, and sit here and work this one area back and forth, you know, and then readjust for this and blah blah, you know, blah blah blah. You have to hit those certain areas. Now if you've got like an earlier style, like the I'm just using this as an example because I'm working on a truck, but this same method applies to cars, you know, Audis, Hondas. You guys like to run that ridiculous little stance look. That's fine if that's what you're into. It'll be a little bit easier on those because you know, the wheel wells are cut out more in a circular shape around the wheel. But the earlier C10s is what I was going to say, like the 67 through 72 models. They have more of a round shape, so it won't be as hard to hit, you know, the front areas. like I said, I'm not worried about these front areas so much because, you know, I'm not hitting there. I'm hitting right here in the middle is where I'm hitting. And when I turn the wheel the other way, I'm hitting right over here. But, you know, it's in this area is what I'm worried about. So that's what I'm clearancing. So I'm going to keep working this back and forth like I've been doing. And, you know, make my, you know, I hit that. And then I make my slight little adjustments. Actually, I'm about ready to turn this to where I'm trying to flatten it out more. So I'm going to do that. And I'll get back to you and show you the result here in just a minute. All right, guys. So we got that all done. You can see this is what it looked like before. You can see how wide that is there. And then as it comes up, you can probably tell better from this angle. As it comes up, it starts to taper back like that. And then by the time it gets up here, it's just flat. You know, it's flat against the outside of the fender. And then right here it starts tapering back open again, which is fine because we're flattened out from here to here, which, you know, that's the area we were hitting in, I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna get the wheel back on and see if we got clearance. Okay, and you can see now we now have a tremendous amount of room between our wheel and our wheel well here, and that's exactly what we were going for. So I think we can start driving this thing now without tearing our tires to pieces. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. That was just an easy way to clearance a fender. I want to say that it's a very easy process. It's just kind of tedious because as you're working your way around the fender, you know, you're going to have to make minor little adjustments, and then you move your fender rolling tool, make another little minor adjustment. Just, you know, just take your time with it, guys, and it'll turn out great. On mine, I just needed to clearance in that one spot along the top. If you want to roll the whole fender, you can, or if you need to roll the whole fender, you can. You can also, once you get the fender rolled, you can adjust the tool and you can actually bulge the fender out as well to clearance tires. So if your tires actually stick out past the fender well, you can take care of that with that tool too. I would like to make a note on this that, you know, on mine, I'm not worried about my paint because this truck's going to be repainted. If you're worried about your paint, you need to take a heat gun and heat up that lip and keep it hot. That'll make the paint less prone to cracking. It can still crack, guys. That's always a possibility. So, you know, you want to be careful there, and you know, you're doing this at your own risk. Okay, I'm not telling you to do this, but I mean, it works out great if you're trying to fit tires on, you know, for you import guys running your stance thing, you can use it to clearance those tires. You know, for the, you know, everything from the little import to the big full out drag car who's trying to fit some drag slicks in the back. Pretty much works for everything, guys. It's a great tool. It's handy to have, and once you make the investment, I mean, I guarantee you, depending on the crowds you hang out with, you know, your friends are going to need it too at some point. So it's a cheap investment. You know, it's I think mine was $50. I mean, just make the investment, guys, because you take it to a body shop and say, I need these fenders clearance. They're going to charge you hundreds of dollars, and they're going to do exactly what I just showed you, probably with that exact same tool. So anyway, hope this helped you all out. If you like this video, hit the like button at the bottom. Click the subscribe button if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time on Bad Luck Garage.